Welcome to Sky Women. I'm your host, Dr. Carolyn Moyers, a wife, mom, and board-certified OB-GYN. This is a place to educate, empower, and inspire. Join us each week as we share the power of women's stories. Real women, real stories, real inspiration. Put on your stretchy pants. Let's get going. Hello, welcome back, friends. It's a Wednesday, and it means another episode of Sky Women. And I am so delighted to share with you my fabulous new friend. Her name is Sally Schoenack. She is from Germany. She is a certified fitness instructor now in LA, and her niche is pre and postnatal fitness. And I love her program. We connected over social media, and Sally let me try out her rebuild program. I am 3 years postpartum, but I think it's still relevant, right? And I also love to know products that can benefit my patients. And so I tried out Rebuild and absolutely loved it. And I was perusing through. I love that the workouts are short and succinct. They're like under 30 minutes, so you can do it while baby's napping, that you can grab a 10-minute arm exercise, that you can do a meditation, that it's all done at your own pace. And even one morning I was like, oh, my neck is so tight. Hey, Sally has a neck stretch, right? Because every mom who's nursing and holding babies and diapering babies and wearing babies, like their neck and shoulders are so stinking tight. So I just think the program is amazing. I love it. I'm endorsing it. And whenever we're done here, if you're postpartum or you know someone who's postpartum in your life, you are going to want to have them enroll in her Rebuild program. And you can use Sky15 as a discount code to get $15 off of the program. And if I understand right, it is lifetime access. Is that correct, Sally?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, without further ado, you are going to love Sally Schoenack's fabulous accent. I could listen to your voice all day. Welcome, Sally.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for your sweet introduction. I just shared that I'm a little bit nervous because of my accent, but yeah, that's just part of me. And but I'm super excited to be on your podcast, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited to really share this program with everyone, but I really want to get down to the heart because there's a story behind every woman. And I believe that our shared lived experiences are so important for validating what we've gone through and where we're going. And if your story helps someone else in their journey, then it's just all the more beautiful reason to share it. So tell us a little bit about kind of where this journey started for you in terms of fitness and really even niching it down to pre and postnatal.
Yeah. So my journey into fitness started basically already 10 years ago. It was when I was back in college, and I just had a very unhealthy relationship to my body and to food in general. I wouldn't say that I had an eating disorder, but I was kind of on the edge. I tried a lot of different diets. I, did long fasts. I tried so many weight loss programs, and it was just mentally exhausting. Like food and diet, it was on top of my mind all the time. I just wanted to be slim, and because everyone, or not everyone, but so many like beautiful ladies in college were slim, and I just wanted to look the same way. And then I thought, okay, well, I should maybe start with an exercise routine. Maybe that will help me be slimmer. That was like my initial thought. So I started with home workouts because I was in college and I couldn't afford going to a gym. So I did like workouts at home with my own body weight. And I noticed that all of a sudden, not mainly my body was changing. Of course, my body was changing, but mentally, all of a sudden, I was feeling so much better. Like I stopped thinking about food. I stopped trying any diets because with exercising, I felt so much more confident in my body. I felt empowered, and I just felt healthy. And I noticed, okay, wow, this is like life-changing. Like right. Fitness is not about only being physically, fit, but also to be mentally healthy. So I knew, okay, fitness is going to be part of my life forever because it makes me just feel great. And I wanted to share that with yes.
I want to pause right there because I want to ask, I think every young female in America has this issue with with body image of some sort. I'm too big, I'm too small, whatever. And the media perpetuates it, right? And we always think we need to be smaller. We need to be something more, something different. We're micromanaging every aspect of our body, breaking it down into pieces. My stomach should be this way and my hips this way. I mean, I remember all too well, right? So what do you think was like that inciting factor that really made you so focused on body and food? Was it the pressure from society? Was it something else? Were you stuffing feelings, or what do you think?
It was definitely pressure from society and comparing myself to others, looking at other women and thinking, oh, she has this handsome boyfriend and I will have a handsome boyfriend. And if I am slimmer, like at that point, I was also single and I desperately were looking for a partner. And I was thinking, I need to change the way I look, because if I look better, then more men will find me attractive, which is crazy to think, right? A man
You were thinking I'm not enough.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm not enough. And it's so sad. And a few months later, I think it was a year later, I found my husband, but it was already at a point where I was mentally healthy again. I was feeling better because I was exercising. I stopped thinking about food all the time. And then I think he was able to see that I'm happy with myself. And then we found each other. I think you need to really heal yourself, your mental health first, before you can go out there and do anything else, like trying to find a partner. Your partner is not going to solve all your problems. You have to be the person that's going to solve your problems.
Absolutely. You are your own hero. Nobody's coming to the rescue, right? Your own hero. Yeah. And you had to realize that you were enough. You had to feel confident in yourself. Yeah, as an individual. Yeah. I think that's key. Okay, so you decided this is important. I've got to figure this out. Maybe fitness is going to help. And you found that it helped your mental space even as much as it helped you feel strong and empowered in your body.
Yes, exactly. So I decided, okay, I really want to go deeper into this fitness thing. And I really want to share how much exercise can help women. And I decided to become a fitness instructor. So that wasn't my original path. I studied business at that time, and I started working as a consultant for a pretty big consultancy. So I became a fitness instructor on the weekend. And then once I was done with my certification, I gave classes in the evening or in the weekend, and then also one-on-one sessions. So yeah, that was, my life for a few years then. And then in 2019, I became pregnant, and I had like a lot of morning sickness in the beginning, obviously. And then second trimester, I was feeling so much better. And I really wanted to go back into my fitness routine. And even though I was an instructor, I just enjoy being a student and to learn from other teachers. But then when I was looking at what's out there, I noticed that there isn't much out there, right? Like a lot of workouts include a lot of high intensity exercises, or also Pilates or regular bar classes include a lot of core work and or exercise where you lie on your belly. So I realized, okay, I need to find out my own workout routine that is safe for the stage of life that I'm in. So I created my own workouts, pregnancy workouts. And because I'm so passionate about helping other women, I decided to put them out on YouTube, because maybe it's going to help someone. And then all of a sudden, the workouts just picked up. Also, pandemic started, so people were stuck at home and
doing their workouts from YouTube
to do at home. Yeah, so they did my YouTube workouts. And I think what was very unique about them is that I love yoga. I think it's been super beneficial, but I personally am really into advanced workouts. At least at that time, I wanted to still be able to sweat and feel my muscles, even though I'm pregnant. So, and I think that is something that many women were attracted to, that it's not just pregnancy yoga, but that you can really work your core, even though it's your side abs, you can work your booty, your back, your legs. Yeah. There's so much stuff that you can do while you're pregnant. So yeah, my YouTube channel picked up, and then I gave birth. And in my head, I thought, okay, I have a very active pregnancy. I prepared my pelvic floor. I really paid attention to doing the right core exercises, so I don't risk any diastasis recti. But then still 6 weeks postpartum, when my doctor cleared me to go back into my workout routine, I was like, okay, like, where do I even start? I had such a weak pelvic floor. I remember I was visiting my friend. I think it was like 6 or 7 weeks postpartum, and my son was napping on the sofa, and I wanted to go to the bathroom. And then on my way to the bathroom, I opened the buttons of my jeans, and then a second later, my pants were soaking wet. Like, only the thought of going to the bathroom activated my bladder, and I peed my pants. I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But it also made me realize that even if you have a super active pregnancy, even though I'm a fitness instructor, like, everyone needs to heal and strengthen their pelvic floor after giving birth. And yeah, so I was like, okay, I can't just go back to my like regular workout routine. I really have to focus on healing my body. I have to find a way to slowly get back into fitness.
Right.
So that's why I then created the Rebuild Fitness program. It's an 8-week fitness program that helps women to slowly get back into fitness. It, like, the first workout is super gentle, where you're just lying in your bed and you do exercises, on the floor. And then it progresses week by week. And it really makes sure that at the same time you're strengthening your pelvic floor and strengthening your core, and also hopefully healing diastasis recti. And, I started my story 10 years ago because I was at a stage, I was in college. I was very unhappy with my body and everything. And I know that many postpartum women, they are again at a stage in their life where they're very insecure and overwhelmed. You're not only sleep deprived, you are overwhelmed by being a mother, by having to take care of a newborn like 24/7.
Right. And what is this body? It did not snap back.
Yeah. Like,
what?
Exactly. Like, what just happened? And then you have like, your belly feels like jello. You're just like so weak because you were resting hopefully for a few weeks. And yeah, it's very dangerous to go back into like the thoughts of, oh my God, I need to lose weight and I need to do a diet and go into these thoughts. So I think it's very important for women to do, no matter what kind of postpartum fitness program, but to do a postpartum program that slowly brings you back into fitness, and not to think, okay, I'm going to start a diet or I'm going to do a crazy exercise program because that's going to help me get back in shape, because that will actually hurt you even more than
absolutely
you,
right. And pregnancy is this metamorphosis, right? Our body goes through dramatic changes. I don't think anything is left unturned. Especially, our pelvic girdle, our pelvic floor, those muscles that all collect to kind of support our organs, and our low back, as it gets stretched as our center of gravity shifts forward and our abdominal wall shifts. I mean, it is intense. And I always say you start where you left off. So wherever you ended your exercise regimen in pregnancy, that's probably where we're picking back up. Like, we do not expect that you're going to go back to I have weightlifters and runners and people who do some pretty intense exercises, and we have to give ourselves time to recover. If a baseball player had a sports injury, has injured his shoulder in the post, he's going to have 12 weeks of physical therapy probably, right? But we carry a baby for 10 months and then birth a child out of our pelvis. And somehow we're supposed to snap back at 6 weeks. And it's a pure fallacy. We need to repair that pelvic floor. I love your exercise regimen. I'm curious if you worked with a pelvic floor physical therapist yourself, or if this is something that you have developed from those pelvic floor physical therapy principles.
So I created the program on my own, but I definitely collaborated with different experts to really make sure that, everything is safe. And also like the pelvic floor exercises there is completely focused pelvic floor workout in the program, but pretty much every workout includes pelvic floor exercises. So if you're doing a squat, I really make sure that I give instructions on when to relax the pelvic floor and when to squeeze the pelvic floor. Because when you're doing your workouts, like, there are so many different exercises. I mean, pretty much with every exercise, you can squeeze and relax your pelvic floor. So yeah, I made sure that I collaborate with experts on that, so everything is really safe. Like, awesome. I ask you to check out the program. So also from an OB perspective, it's good.
Yeah. And I love that you talk about the diastasis recti, and if you've had a cesarean section, and all of the things that you incorporate from meditation to nutrition. I think all of that is key, because we're not just treating the muscles, we're also treating the mom, right? We have just made a mother as well as a baby.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a journey.
Definitely. I think nutrition is such an important topic, because especially also for breastfeeding moms, it is so important that we get all important nutrients into our body to pass on for our baby. And I mean, if you decide to go on a diet while you're breastfeeding, your baby will go on a diet with you. So I really want to make sure that I give women advice on which foods to avoid and which foods to enjoy. I would never say that chocolate or anything like that is forbidden, because I think if you crave chocolate, then just go eat and eat chocolate, right? But if you are thinking about an alternative or something else could make you happy, then maybe go for a date, and maybe that will already get you enough sugar in your body that you're satisfied. And the program also give like advice on if you decide to order food because you don't have much time to cook, then what are good options to order, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe go for Vietnamese food instead of Chinese food, like just the simple things how you can incorporate healthier eating into your diet, and not like don't do any diet postpartum, right? You're so stressed already.
Right.
Don't put any other stress into your life.
Choose whole foods, yes. And you'll do yourself a world of good. The processed foods just have so much in them and so much unneeded fat and sugar and salt. Yeah. So choosing whole foods is key. And you need more calories postpartum when you're nursing than whenever you're pregnant. So yes. You don't, this is not where we need to cut our calories. Just make better choices.
That's what many of my clients like ask me, why am I still eating so much food even though I'm not pregnant anymore? And they're worried that their body is not adapting, that their body doesn't realize that they're not pregnant anymore. Mm-hmm. But yeah, of course, if you're breastfeeding, and also if you're not breastfeeding, your body needs lots of calories to just recover. Mm-hmm, right. And especially when you're sleep deprived, you need to get energy from somewhere. So it's completely normal to be hungry all the time, especially when you're breastfeeding.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, you recommend Rebuild for 5 weeks postpartum to 3 years postpartum. Is that right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say that 5 weeks is really the earliest that you can start. And I am saying 5 weeks postpartum because really the first week is just like exercise where you're lying on your back, like maybe even in your bed. But it can go all the way 3 years postpartum. I even have a client who did the program 4 years postpartum, right? It's just perfect for anyone who wants to go back into fitness and that didn't have a chance to strengthen the pelvic floor and maybe even heal diastasis recti, right? Yeah. Because also like this, the mommy tummy that we all know, it's very often the cause is diastasis recti, right? That you weren't able to really heal your ab separation. So also 4 years postpartum, before anyone goes back into a regular workout routine, it's very important to really make sure that you strengthen those two muscles.
Right. So they can find you at what website? Where can they sign up for Rebuild?
Yeah, my website is www.fit-with-sally.com, or they can also find me on Instagram, fit.with.sally. And then on YouTube, you can just search for Fit with Sally.
Now, there's another Fit with Sally out of Australia.
Oh, I know. I learned about that a little bit later. I'm not sure. I think maybe she had the name first or later. I'm not sure. But
I want to make sure that they find you. So whenever I look up on YouTube, Fit with Sally, there's this lady out of Australia. I'm like, that doesn't look like my Sally. So how do they search you on YouTube?
Just Fit with Sally together. And then, or just search on YouTube Fit with Sally pregnancy, because I think the lady from Australia, she's not sharing any pregnancy stuff.
Okay. So you also have pregnancy workouts.
Yes. I mean, on YouTube, I have so many pregnancy workouts. And then there are also a few postpartum workouts, just because I want everyone to have the opportunity to have access to free workouts. And then, but if you want a structured program, then I offer the Rebuild program.
Perfect. Okay, so I have a question. You're naturally lean. You appear to be naturally lean. You're cute as a button. So I want to ask you, you're naturally lean. You're cute as a button. I just adore your videos and your energy. Is that something like this is your natural body type, or are you having to work really hard at maintaining? Does that make sense? I mean, I don't mean to judge your body. I'm just saying, I did your workout videos. I saw you.
I totally get the question. I think I am just naturally a slimmer person. I think, you can change your body type, right? Some people have like thicker bones. Some people have thinner bones. So I think that just comes naturally. But I think it's People think that I work out like crazy, and that's just not what I do. I just also don't have time to work out every day, right? I have a baby. So I work out 2 to 3 times a week. I think it's just very important to do efficient workouts, to try to combine strength exercises with cardio exercise, and even include pelvic floor exercises within just like 30 minutes. I think the most important thing is, if you decide to go for a workout routine, to find an efficient workout and not spend an hour on an elliptical in the gym, because that's going to burn a lot of calories, but that's not building any strength.
Right, right. And we want to, especially in the postpartum period, like we want to feel strong and empowered in our bodies again. Like one of the questions that your followers had asked about was about the lack of desire for sex, even 8 months postpartum. And I'm like, well, what is the reason that you want to have sex 8 months postpartum? I mean, truly, you are fatigued because you're having constantly interrupted sleep, probably still some. You're probably touched out. You may still be nursing. So your estrogen levels are low. So there's vaginal dryness. If it doesn't feel good, you don't want it. Like, let me name the number of reasons that you don't want to have sex. And you tell me why you do, you know? I mean, and not to mention that your core is weak and you're like, it's hard to hold this body up, right? I mean, I think that postpartum period is so key. And I really think 12 weeks, that 4th trimester, as we're paying much more attention to now as OB-GYNs, I feel like maybe even that isn't long enough. I mean, technically, did you feel yourself at 12 weeks postpartum? I feel like for me, it took a year. It took a year.
Yes. I mean, I'm still like, it's been 1.5 years and I'm still not back to, my pre-pregnancy workout routine or my sexual desire. I mean, it just takes time, and it's not just the physical changes, also mentally. Like you have so much stuff on your plate as a mother.
Yes.
And my priority is first to, after taking care of my baby, then to take care of myself, and then later take care of, my sexual desire, because, my partner is going to be there and hopefully he's understanding, and my partner definitely is understanding.
But sometimes you need a minute. You just need a minute.
Yeah.
You're not being touched.
Oh my God. When I was breastfeeding, I was completely touched out. Like when my husband came near me, I was like, sorry, my baby took all my love. I just can't give any more, So just like take it slow, and we need to be a little bit more kinder to ourselves.
I know. And we've got to rework our core, right? We've got to retrain our core. We've got to strengthen our bodies, our pelvic floor, our thighs. I mean, it is all interconnected. And if we're not feeling strong and empowered and confident in our bodies, then it's really hard to have the desire to invite somebody into that, right?
We need just strength for daily activities, just to take care of your child. You just need the strength for that.
Okay. I want you to talk about the abdominal workouts and that you or exercises that you recommend, because I think so many times we're doing the crunches, we're doing the planks, we're not paying attention to the side. And you're saying that's where the money is.
Exactly. So basically what happens is, during pregnancy, our belly is growing because of our baby and our uterus. So then the rectus abdominis, the core muscle, that is basically the six-pack muscle, is moving out. So there is a gap happening in the middle to make space for our growing baby. And we have, the tissue between our six-pack is being stretched out. And then postpartum, when after we gave birth, our core needs to be able to go back into its original position. But the linea alba, the tissue between our six-pack muscle, is very often then overstretched and just can't bounce back into its original position. So what we need to do is first, during pregnancy, work our side abs, so our obliques, and our transverse abdominis, our deepest abdominal muscle, because these muscles will help us to bring the rectus abdominis back into its original position. So during pregnancy, we need to work these two muscles. And then also postpartum, we need to work on our deep abdominal muscle and our obliques. So that sounds very technical, but in practice, that means that we shouldn't do any crunches, no sit-ups, also no planks during pregnancy and after pregnancy.
Okay.
And instead, we can do, for example, side planks are a great exercise. And then there are a lot of exercises that you can do while you're lying on your back, where you're not lifting your upper body, but you're basically lifting your legs. That helps you to not work the six-pack muscle, but the deepest abdominal muscle. There is also, for the postpartum ladies, there is a free workout on my YouTube channel that women can do. And then, of course, in the program, we work on that pretty much every week. We do a self-test at the very beginning where we can see how big our gap is right at the very beginning of the program. And then at the end, we do a test again, and hopefully the gap is closed. For some women, they start with a gap of 3 fingers. Some have a gap of 4 fingers. It depends. Some women, they don't have a gap at all because it just bounced back by itself. But most women have a gap. It's just something that happens to most pregnant ladies.
All right. So I think it's really fascinating just to hear. I love sharing women's stories because, you were so focused on diet, maybe borderline eating disorder, then got into fitness and realized, oh, this is fantastic. This kind of puts me in a better mental space. I feel more confident in my body, more confident eating, and just picking more nutritious foods. You have a business background and this fitness passion, and then you have a baby and you're like, oh, that business degree is serving you well and figuring out how to still be a mother and live out your passion. And I think it's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really my passion. I'm so passionate about helping other women and to help them not go into this dark place of feeling unhealthy and just be unhappy with their body image. It's just, that's just what I love doing, helping other women.
And I think we have to celebrate our bodies, especially in the postpartum period. I mean, just look at your child and be like, whoa, I made that. I birthed that baby. I mean, hello, let's appreciate what our body has done. How amazing is your body?
Really. So I think we need to be so much nicer to our body. It's achieved a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I love your program because it's uplifting, it's supportive, we're strengthening our core, we're really focusing on overall feeling well. And I think it helps me even. And I'm 3 years postpartum and I'm finding I was not working those side abs, I think that it's phenomenal. I was sore in places I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, we can't know everything, right? And also, when you're a mother, you have other things to think about. So I really want to be that person that will give you all those information so that you don't have to do all your own research. Yeah. So we mothers should focus on something else.
That's right. Well, you can find Sally at Fit with Sally. She is fabulous. Go buy her Rebuild program. I will leave the links in the show notes, and you can use Sky15 code when you're checking out to get a $15 discount. Thank you so much, Sally, for joining us today. Such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Sky community, thank you for listening to another episode. This episode was sponsored by Sky Women's Health. As a reminder, we're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we help relieve back pain and pelvic pain in pregnancy and beyond. If you are pregnant and having pain and you feel like you have no reliable way to relieve it, look us up at skywomenshealth.com, request an appointment, and we'll call to get you scheduled. As a board-certified OB-GYN with a neuromusculoskeletal medicine fellowship, I help you realign with hands-on drug-free treatment and relieve pain on the spot without medication. We'll help you maintain these results through your pregnancy and postpartum period. Every pregnant person deserves this, and we are so excited to serve you. You can find us on our website, as mentioned, or on social at Sky Women's Health, or you can call the office at 817-915-9803. That's it for today. Until next week, be well.